Been a minute. What's going on? Welcome to Stock Talk, late night episode 16. Man, I ain't been with you guys in a minute. Hope everybody's out there rocking and rolling with their portfolios. Man, it's kind of crazy out there right now. But yeah, we got some catching up to do, man. I ain't been on in about a week or so. So we definitely got some catching up to do. Yeah. I ain't gonna hold you guys too long. We're gonna jump right into the recap of the day. And let's jump in. Let's see what we got going on out here. Let's see what the market's been up to, because I think we've been on a little road to recovery lately. Not as crazy as it's been lately. See, the Dow is up today 254 points, 0.62%. Let's see how we've been rocking over the last week with the Dow. About the same. Over the last month, the Dow is starting to make a recovery. It's up almost 10% over the last month. So that's some good, encouraging news. And year to date, the Dow is almost at break even, still down almost 3%, 2.76%. So, but let's get over to the ones that's a little bit more important, right? The S&P sitting at 56.63 right now, up on the day, and over the last week, you see the Dow is about break even. Over the last month, though, the Dow is up 13%, right? We're making up some of those losses that we had early on. So, some encouraging sign. Year to date, the Dow is still down 3.7%, down almost 200 points, well, over 200 points. So we still got some recovery to go. Still need to get back to that 6K, and I think push past that 6K. So hopefully we can do that in the next couple of months. But, we got these tariffs and the effects of the tariffs kind of looming down the pipeline. And I think we're going to start seeing what the real effects of those tariffs are. So just be on alert. Be on alert over the next couple of weeks, probably over the next month or so, of how this may, how everything's going may affect the market. What's going on, Lisa? Appreciate you tuning in. So yeah, it's going to be some interesting times. If everything is going to go how they say it's going to go. So, just be on the lookout in the next couple of weeks, in the next month or two, when these tariffs really take effect. So let's see the Nasdaq doing pretty good today, up 1%, and over the last week up 70 points. Over the last month, we're up 17% on the Nasdaq. Not back at the 20K that we were, but we're not down at the 15K either. So being up 17% over the last month, I'll take it. And year to date, we are still down 7% though. So still got some work to do. I would like to see that NASDAQ go back to 20K. But like I said, man, I'm still kind of nervous with some upcoming events. And, we just got to kind of wait and see. But yeah, that's just a little brief recap of the market. So we're seeing some slight positive signs going on right now, but anything can happen. But I'm gonna stay positive, and I know this may sound crazy, but I may load up on some items this weekend because I'm just not sure, man. So, I hope y'all don't grab up all the toilet paper and the paper towels and all that stuff, man, because they say, it's coming real soon. So, but I'm not sure. So I may jump out this weekend and just kind of make some preparations of what may be coming. Lisa, are you doing any shopping this weekend, or you got any fears about what may happen with the effects of these tariffs start to kick in. I'm still a little nervous about it. So, yeah, man. So that's just a little recap, man. Let's jump right over to some headlines on Yahoo to see what's been going on, because not a day gonna go by without some headlines popping off. So let's look over at Yahoo real quick, and let's just see what's been shaking here. And if we go up here, Yahoo Finance, so you see Trump's UK deal, leave questions unanswered. Let's see what's going on here. President Trump on Thursday announced a trade deal with the UK, the first of his administration since imposing then pausing sweeping reciprocal tariffs against all trading partners in early April. Trump said the breakthrough at the U.S.-UK trade agreement, which he called a great deal for both countries, will boost U.S. export markets for agricultural products, including beef and ethanol. And I'll just read a little bit more here. The deal includes billions of dollars of increased market access for American exports, especially in agriculture, dramatically increasing access for American beef, ethanol, and virtually all the products produced by our great farmers, he said in the Oval Office. So we'll see. We'll see about that deal, how that may affect things going on. I'm not sure. I'm not a trade expert. I'm not sure how important the UK trade deal is in the big landscape of things, but yeah, we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. Remember, I'm not against the market at all. I want the market to keep thriving and keep going up. So Lisa says, yeah, I'm nervous, also don't need any added stress on them, but yeah, tell me about it. me either. So I'm hoping some things turn around. I'm excited about what the market's been doing lately. I'm still nowhere close to, how my accounts were, but it's a sign in the right direction, I guess. Let's see what else. And we have the ongoing beef between Trump and Powell. As you see, Trump aims at a fool Powell after Fed rate hold. It's got to be some name calling, right? So President Trump resumed his attacks on Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell Thursday, calling the central bank boss a fool who doesn't have a clue. The comments on the social media platform Truth Social came one day after the Fed kept its interest rates unchanged, and Powell reiterated that he will wait for greater clarity on how Trump's tariffs would affect the economy before deciding on the path for monetary policy going forward. And it also says the president added during the Oval Office press conference Thursday that he doesn't plan to meet with Powell, saying it's like talking to a wall. Also on Wednesday, Powell was asked by Yahoo Finance why he hadn't met with Trump, and the Fed chair said, "I've never asked for a meeting with any president, and I never will." So Trump has repeatedly called for the Fed to lower rates and did so again in the Oval Office Thursday, saying that Powell didn't want to do so, probably because he's not in love with me. He also resurfaced his contention that Powell has a history of moving too late on monetary policy. Oh, man. Gotta love it, right? Gotta love the back and forth. It's a show, man. It's a show. And, we're just going to have to wait and see what's going to happen with the tariffs, the economy, interest rates. And, I have my personal feelings, but, I don't want to bring that to the table. We'll just have to see what happens. So, but enough of that. This is what I want to talk about today. I wanted to have a little dividend talk. And this month, in April, with my dividends, I think, I saw a little setback. Not bad, but just year over year, I saw, my dividends going down a little bit, right? And I know that's because of what has happened in the market, and which can affect some dividend payouts. But So far in the month of May, I've seen some strong dividend payments, and I wanted to make note of that, especially one of my favorite ETFs, JEPQ. And I did a video on JEPQ today, but I wanted to just show here the payouts of JEPQ and why it's one of my favorite ETFs. And, I don't recommend any purchases or anything like that, but JEPQ has been a steady mainstay in my portfolio, and I'm going to continue to add to my JEPQ position. And I'm also thinking about starting up a new JEPQ challenge. So if you seen my older videos, I had a JEPI/JEPQ challenge, which helped me build up my JEPQ position. And now my JEPQ is thriving as far as the share price and the dividend payout. So let's just see here. We just received a dividend payment from JEPQ. This is a monthly paying ETF dividend. And this last dividend payment was almost 60 cents a share. It was 0.59786 a share. And that's one of the highest it's had in a long time. It may be the first or second highest ever. But just on this list going back to June of 2024, we haven't had a payment that high. So just to see the performance with JEPQ, last month it was 54 cents. Previous in March, 48 cents. February 45, December, the end of December is 45. Then we had a 50 cent, 49, 55, 55, 42, 42, 44. So a very strong monthly payout on an ETF that has not been losing its share value. Of course, it may have gone down a little bit with the market, like all other positions, but overall, I have JEPQ. I have JEPQ in 3 portfolios, 2 of mine and one of my sons, and I'm up on every position, right, as far as share price. Plus, we're getting a monthly dividend, and a strong monthly dividend at that. So you don't really see that a lot with these so-called high-paying ETFs or dividends, right? These high-paying dividends. But JEPQ has been extremely strong in the portfolio. I think I received a total of $92 this payout, which I'll recap on my May dividend investment video at the end of the month. I haven't received that much from JEPQ. So it was a total of $92 between the 3 positions. But you see the payout here, almost 60 cents as far as the payout for the month. So JEPQ, I've said it plenty of times, probably my favorite ETF. I like it even more than VOO. Right now, I like it more than VTI. I'm investing in SPLG, and JEPQ is at the top, right? I like it even more right now than SCHD. And I invest in all those positions, by the way. But JEPQ has kind of made its way to the top of that list. So I think what I'm going to do is start a challenge beginning this week, starting tomorrow. I think we're going to start back our JEPQ challenge, probably a $10 a week JEPQ weekly challenge to just help grow the position, help grow that dividend payout each month. And yeah, so I like I said, I have it in 3 portfolios, but I think I'm gonna just do it in 1 portfolio. We're just gonna do a weekly $10 challenge into JEPQ. So we're gonna start that up tomorrow, and we're gonna watch that grow over time, and we're gonna track it in that particular portfolio. So I'll give you guys a starting position, how many shares I currently have in that particular portfolio, and we're just gonna track it there every week in JEPQ, $10 a week. And we're just gonna, grow that position, man. Like I said, it's paying a hefty dividend, a nice dividend, right? 59 cents a share. And it's man, I'm not complaining about that. I want to see if I can show. Actually, no, I don't want to show it. I'm getting tomorrow is always payday for me as far as dividends, because I have weekly paying dividends. and they're kind of high yield. So I don't really talk about them as much because high yield dividends come with a risk, right? So and everybody's not prepared for that risk. But two of my monthly paying high yields are paying tomorrow, and I'm expecting about $500 between those two positions, and that's MSTY and AMZY, AMZY and MSTY. So those are going to pay tomorrow. They're monthly paying high yield positions in the portfolio, and man, they had some down months when the market was down, but now they're picking back up. They're picking back up, right? So just sticking to the plan. You take some hits just like with other positions, but I've talked about this before. How I strategically place some high yield positions in some of my strong portfolios with other positions, right? That do really well. So if it does have a drawback in price, um, it doesn't damage that particular portfolio, right? You want to keep your weight down of that position. But my AMZY, the high yields that follow Amazon, I think one of my positions I'm up like 30 something percent, right? Because sometimes it's just all about the price that you get in at. So, say for instance, CONY, which is the Coinbase high yield. Initially, I got in at a bad price. I got in too high, right? So I ended up selling that position, and now it dropped all the way down as the market was going down, and now I re-entered. I re-entered at a smaller position, so I'm gonna be building that position back up over time. But my AMZY and my MSTY, man, those are, I believe, I call it Misty. MSTY is paying a $2.37 dividend tomorrow. $2.37 dividend. And my AMZY is paying, I think, a 72 or I can't remember off the top of my head, but 70 something cent dividend. And I'm expecting about $300 in MSTY, about 200 in AMZY. So, yeah, it's going to be nice increases from last month. And I had a goal to get to $1,000 a month in dividends, and I still think I can reach that goal, $1,000 per month in dividends. So I still think I can reach that goal by the end of the year. So, what I'm going to do with those funds is some of them will get reinvested, and some of them will be used to purchase other strong positions in the portfolio. Like I said, I don't dump it all back in because I could easily have a higher dividend by now, but I don't dump it all back into the position. I buy myself a few more shares, and then I use it to buy, say for instance, my MSTY. I'm gonna take out of that particular portfolio. I think I'm gonna get about $200, right, in this particular portfolio MSTY. Because I have it in a couple of portfolios. So out of the 200, I'll probably use 150 of that to buy other positions. And then I'll probably use the other 50 to add two or three more shares, probably two more shares of MSTY. And we just keep it growing like that, right? So I have the SPY in that portfolio. So I'm going to buy some more SPY. I'm going to buy some more JEFQ. I'm going to buy some more BRKB. I'm going to buy some more SOHH. I'm going to buy some more SCHG with those Misty dividends. And that's how I use that to build some of my other positions. So when I don't have the cash to, budget wise, I may not have the cash to invest in that portfolio. Well, those dividends are going to help me still grow that portfolio without using my own funds, right? So, and if that just keeps going for months and years at a time, man, it just adds up, right? You're still building up your dividend income, but you're also building up your strong portfolios too. Now, if that wasn't one of my Fidelity portfolios, I'll show you guys live, but I don't show my Fidelity portfolio. But that's one of the portfolios, and that MSTY is going to just help grow grow that position. So I'm excited about the dividend payouts tomorrow. I'm going to get some weekly paying dividends from QDTE, YMAX, um, YBTC, which is a Bitcoin high yield. I'm going to get my monthly paying from, I just said MSTY and AMZY. So it's going to be a nice dividend day. It's going to be my biggest day of the month tomorrow. So I'm looking forward to that. I may be up at 2 a.m. checking my dividends just to see what it hits. So, my Fidelity mobile, I can go on and check that and just, I like to see it hit the account, and I'll log on and just add it to my sheet, right? So now I'll give you guys a quick update, a little in-month update of where I stand as far as my dividend payments real soon here. So, but yeah, that's going to be a great day tomorrow with those dividend payouts. I think we have Apple this month, if I'm not mistaken. Apple pays this month. It's going to be a good payout. I continue to build my Apple portfolio. ET pays this month. So yeah, it's going to be a great month. It's going to be a great month. I'm expecting about with those positions tomorrow. I'm expecting anywhere from $800 to $900 this month in dividend payments, right? And we just had $600 last month. Last 2 months, I think we've been in the 600. So I'm expecting about 800 this month, 8 to 900 this month. So we'll see. But let's see where we stand. We'll pull that up real quick if I have it. See if I can pull up because not only have I been receiving dividend payments, but I'm also stepping up my game in my covered call income as well, and I even did well in my spot trading. I did a spot call today. I caught a nice spot call, and we did good on that as well. So, well, let's take a look and see firsthand. So, give me 1 second here, and let me stop sharing this, and let me see here. Let's go here. All right. So here is one of the sheets I track my cover call income, and this is the Apple tab here, but it's kind of like my home page on my cover call income. And you see here, Apple so far this year on cover call income, I received $1,000, $1,003.32 so far in cover call income just from Apple. And you see January we had 105.29. I'm 25. February 87.90. March 166.74. But April we went crazy with Apple, $647.43. Then Google, Amazon, we go right up here. I've received so far this year Google 280.65, Amazon 740.19 for a total this year of cover call income of $2,024.16. And this breaks it down by month. Total $144 in January, $87 in February, March $459. April we went crazy, $1,185 in cover call income, and so far in May we're at $147.22, which brings our year-to-date total cover call income of $2,024.16. Here so far in dividend income, we're sitting at $2,958.67, which is going to go up tonight, of course, or tomorrow. So far in total income, cover call and dividend income together, we're sitting at $4,982.83 in dividend and cover call income. So a nice little side hustle. Nice little side hustle so far this year in dividend income and cover call income. So yeah, we're just gonna have to keep that rolling, man. I've gotten my feet wet in the cover call income. I've gotten used to it now. I know how to kind of navigate it, even when things don't go right. And so that's just, man, it's gonna be, it's gonna be a nice little side hustle now. A nice little side hustle for me. It's a nice way that I can add more shares. The thing is, the cover call, the 3 that I have 100 shares in. They're in my IRAs and my retirement portfolio. So it's a nice way that I can build up my IRA without even contributing to it. So if I contribute and still have the covered call income, I'm just ready. I can just maximize that. You know what I mean? You don't even have to go by the 7,000 that you can contribute, because now I can receive covered call income by just with Google, Amazon, and Apple, and I can have unlimited income in my IRA. So it's just another tool to have. But let's go over to the dividend sheet here, and like I said, I'm at $2,958.67 in dividend income right now in May. I'm only at 129.69, but it's the beginning of May, right? So we're still early on. You're going to get these payments. Look at the JEPQ. I talked about that earlier. We received $92.02 in JEPQ, which is the highest we've ever received, and up from the $81.10 received last month. But this, let me see, this MSTY, we're going to get this tomorrow. Remember, I said I'm expecting total about $300. Look what we had last month, $165. Previous month, $159. We did have $221 in February and $228 in January. So we, at the beginning of the month, we had 127.97 shares of MSTY total. That's going to go up. We're going to update this total at the end of the month once we do our May dividend income. So we're expecting about $300 there, which is going to really, boost us up for the month. And then I said AMZY, I'm expecting about 200, I think, tomorrow, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. Maybe high, maybe 180, 190, something like that. I haven't got the exact number yet. But you see here, last month we had 104.23, March $84, February 106, January 76. So you see, even with these high yields, the dividend payouts can vary, right? Especially if the market, especially if the Amazon hasn't been performing well, because that's an Amazon high yield. And we know how the market's been performing. So you see some lower payouts, but even with those lower payouts, we've been able to add more shares. So we've been able to add more shares. And so when the higher payouts come, you're going to see a big jump in dividend income. And that's what we're seeing. So just setting it up for to have some high dividend payout months by continuously adding more shares, right? Because even when the market go down, right, what are we supposed to do? Keep investing. Dollar cost average. Well, that's the same thing when the dividends hit. I still use those dividends to buy more shares and buy other things as well. So when the market does go up, it's not going to take me as long to recover. So, I didn't sell out of anything. I didn't put my money to the side or get into bonds or anything like that. I stayed in the market, right? So I know eventually, hopefully, it's going to recover. Maybe not this year. Maybe we have to see with the tariffs, all that stuff, man. But sooner or later, it's going to go back to all-time highs. I just don't know when that's going to be. I don't know what's going to be the impact of tariffs, but we want to be prepared. So when these dividends hit, we reinvest, whether it's back into that particular position or we reinvest into some other positions, and we just continue to build up our portfolio. And, I have way more shares than what I had this time last year, even with my Google, my Apple, and my Amazon. Just taking time to slow walk those positions and build them up over time. You got to have patience. If you say you're investing for the long haul, you got to have patience, right? And you still got to be aggressive, and you got to be aggressive and patient at the same time. So you can still aggressively build up your positions, but at the same time, know that you're not going to see the fruits of that labor until down the road. So you just got to have that type of mindset, and that's the mindset that I use to build up my portfolio. So yeah, patience pays over time. Patience pays over time, and that's the name of the game. That's the name of the game, and it's going to pay out. So I'm glad I took on this dividend journey. It may be a little bit unconventional to some, but every it's a strategy. It's a strategy. I don't recommend anybody going out, hey, get a bunch of high yield dividends. No, I never say that, right? I strategically place some of these positions in a strong portfolio, and then how I invest in them, they may be 5 or 10% of that portfolio, if that. So it's just the way, it takes time, it takes money too, right? It takes money to make money. So you know, I'm glad that I took on this dividend journey because it started out $40, $50 a month. And then when I got my first $100 a month, I was excited. To get $200 a month, exciting, right? Well, last year we made over $8,000 in dividend income. $8,000, I can show you, right? My dividend 2024 income, we finished the year with $8,262.76. This is the breakdown per month. 467, 479. This is 2024. We went to 568.86, 682.14, 775.98, 726.47, 710. Went down to 544, right? It's not going to be all peaches and cream every month. We go back to 676, but look how we ended the year. 701.91, 943.73, 985.21. That's 2024. And we ended the year with $8,262.76 in dividend income. So look how we started 2025, right? We started in January 4th. I'm sorry, that's last year. We started in January, right? 860.64. And then January 2024, we had 467.56. So look at the difference just from staying consistent and staying the course, right? So that was a $393 increase year over year. February, we had 702.91 of this year. Last year we had 479.77. So that's the way I'm, just tracking the progress so I can see it with my own eyes, so I know it's working. But even with the market going down, March we had 646.02, which was still an increase from the 568.86 we had in March of last year. And last month in April was the first down month we saw year over year. We had 619.41. April 2024 we had 682.14. May 2024 we had 775.98. Right now we're at 129.69. That's going to change tomorrow because we're going to have a big day tomorrow, and we're going to be on track to get to this 775 or higher. I'm expecting $800 or higher this month. So just stay in the course, man, and just sticking to the plan. So you're going to make some kinks, so you're going to make some kinks to the plan. You're going to make some changes, here and there, but it all adds up. It all adds up, and you just gotta stick with it, man. I've learned this investing game. You just got to stick with it. I've come a long way since my first share builder account, and what was some of my first buys like Citi or Freddie Mac or Fannie Mae. Back when the market crashed, I thought those penny stocks was going to take me to the moon after they crashed, and it never did anything, right? So yeah, man, it's a plan that's slowly but surely coming together. But always start with your ETFs, your VOs, your VTIs, and things like that. I believe in ETF tech income, right? Probably like a 40, 30. How much is that? Or maybe like a 45, 45, 10, right? Or 60, 40, 10, 60 ETF, 60% ETF, 40% tech, 10% income, if that's high yield or whatever the case may be. Because I say JEPQ. I don't think JEPQ is like high risk, but it's income, right? So that's just a strategy that I would use, right? Maybe a 60-40, a 60-30-10 rule. My math is off. 60-30-10. 60 ETF, 30 tech or growth, right? So you got ETF growth and then maybe income, high yield income. You know what I mean? It don't have to be high yield, it can just be income. So a 60-30-10 rule, right? If I'm building a portfolio now, that's how I would build it out. Uh, and maybe two ETLs, maybe two growth or tech, and then maybe one or two income. And that, to me, that's a winning formula. And then from there, you start strategizing how you want to grow these portfolios, right? So if you want to invest in them every week, bi-weekly, every month, how much do you want to put in the ETFs? How much do you want to put in the tech? How much you want to put in the income? Okay, now with your income that you're getting, how are you going to reinvest that income? Are you going to reinvest it back into the ETF, into the growth, or into the income? And once you start putting those pieces into play, you'll see that you're almost you're building up over time quickly. You're growing over time to now, these portfolios can invest themselves, right? I may need my personal money to pay off some debt. Well, now, previously, if I wasn't putting money in out my paycheck, my portfolios wasn't getting invested in. Now, because of the dividend income, I can use that to invest in the portfolio. So, Neo, what's the next tech superstar stocks for this year? Man, I don't know, but I'm gonna tell you one that I took a chance on. This is one I took a chance on. And correct me if you may have heard about it. I think it's some automated semi truck. Let me see if I can find it. Give me 1 second. It's been a while since I added to my portfolio, but I did make a small purchase that I'm going to test out, and I'm just going to see how it performs over time. And usually I don't say this with penny stocks, because usually I don't even invest in penny stocks, but this is one that I did invest in. Let's take a look at it here, and I'm gonna show you why I did invest a small portfolio, a small position, very small position. But I just want to see how it goes. And it's AUR, and I'm assuming it's pronounced Auria Innovation. Now, if I go down here, and I'm gonna tell you why it caught my attention, and I'm gonna actually look at these first quarter results pretty soon. But a few days ago, it came out. I saw this headline here: Auria begins commercial driverless trucking in Texas, ushering in a new era of freight. So I thought that was pretty interesting, right? And I said, you know what? I took a look at the share price. I was like, okay, we've seen a little growth after this news hit. So let me take a chance and get a couple of shares, and let me just build up a little bit over time here. And you see Auria, I hope I'm saying it right, self-driving trucks hit the road in Texas. So I don't know how that's going to work. But let's see. With round-trip driverless hauls between Dallas and Houston occurring on a regular basis, the company is the first to deploy a self-driving Class 8 trucking service in the U.S. So, hey, don't hold me to that. Lisa, have you heard of this particular stock? But that's the new one that I invested in. Of course, I'm not telling you to invest in it. It's just something that I took a chance on, and I'll see how it works out. But that's the new stock in my portfolio. But let's see. Auria Innovation has successfully launched its commercial self-driving trucking service in Texas. Following the closure of its safety case, Auria began regular driverless customer deliveries between Dallas and Houston this week. To date, Oreo driver has completed over 1,200 miles without a driver. The milestone makes Oreo the first company to operate a commercial self-driving service with heavy-duty trucks on public roads. Oreo plans to expand its driverless service to El Paso, Texas, and Phoenix, Arizona by the end of 2025. So interesting. And hold on, let me see if I can go back here. So in the last week, we've seen it's up 12.65%. Over the last month, the stock is up 36%, 36.93%. And year to date, AUR is up 23.02%, according to Yahoo Finance. So that is one that's currently in my portfolio, and we're going to see how that works. So how it performs, right? I'm not making no guarantees. I rarely take chances on stocks like this because I'm not like a swing trader, get in and get out. It's not really my thing. If I buy something, I like to own it for the long term. But I think this is something that I may buy. Hopefully, it doesn't go crazy too quickly, and I can just kind of slow walk some shares, just build up over time. So, do I have a stop loss on it? I don't, because if it goes down, I'm getting out, and I've only bought a couple of shares so far, so I don't have a stop loss. If I had bought like a big purchase of it, then yeah, I probably would have, but I didn't buy like a lot, and so I'll probably just add on every week or something like that, and just kind of see what it does. And if it doesn't go my way, I'll get out of it. But I kind of want to see what it does too at the same time. And it's just a small portion of this particular portfolio. Well, yeah, kind of. It's a small portion. It's a small portfolio anyway. I bought it in my E-Trade account, I think. Yeah, E-Trade account. So it's only like two. I don't really use E-Trade like that. I got two positions over there. So I put it in my E-Trade account. That way it's kind of out of sight, out of mind, but I still know it's over there. And I'll add to it when I can. What I may do, right? The other position in that portfolio, I have some MSTY over there, right? And right now, I just been buying. I just had Misty over there, and I just let the Misty shares reinvest. I could get the Misty shares and put it in there and put it in this stock. Get the Misty dividend and put it in this stock. But I'm just going to keep my eye on it. I actually think the driverless trucks may be something for the future. So I kind of want to get into it, add on before it goes crazy. But at the same time, I'm not sure what it's going to do. So, but yeah, that's where I'm at with that. But that's what I've invested in. I know you asked what's the newest hot stock. I don't know if it's going to be a hot stock, but it's just something that I'm keeping my eye on. So. Saw an old trade today of mine. Sold 6 shares of Palantir for 8, man. Crazy. Ooh. I'm looking at the options on okay. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe there may be some good leap opportunities. I only have one leap option right now. I did say I want to get. I think I did look at some leap options on AUR on Robinhood not too long ago. So. Yep. So that's what I'm looking at right now. And speaking of Robinhood, before we close out here, let's just take a look at the old Robinhood account. I haven't showed it in a while because we was getting hammered really good, but that's a part of the game. I'm sure my portfolio wasn't the only portfolio getting hammered. So let's take a look at how we looking right now. And guess what? Let's go back to live for one day. We are back over the $7,000 mark. We're up today 3%. We were on our way to 8,000 before everything went crazy with the market. We dropped to like 5 and I think 6. And now we're back up to 7K in our Robinhood account. So that's very exciting news. You see, we're up $225 a day. Over the last week, we're up 3%, $259. Over the last month, we're up 20%. So that just shows you the drop that we had in this portfolio and how we recovered over the last month. And it's just been crazy in the market, right? So the account is live because we have crypto in the account. And as you see, Bitcoin, we scroll over, Bitcoin is back over 100K, which is helping push this portfolio. Ethereum, Doge. I haven't even been investing in this portfolio like that lately. I've just been doing my weekly VTI and just another, I think, $10 weekly. So I haven't been doing nothing crazy in the portfolio, but it's just nice to see that the portfolio has been doing well lately. So hopefully we can still get to our 8K, our 8K mark. Yeah, I'm still getting crazy. Yeah, man. Hey, look, overall, I'm still down crazy. I'm not gonna lie, still down crazy, but we're slow walking this thing down. My concern is just when we really feel the impacts of these tariffs. What is that going to do to the market? So that's kind of what I'm concerned about now. Uh, but we'll see, we'll see. But yeah, so let's see how ET. We're down to 75 shares because I had sold some ET shares to actually do a ET call, which I'm down on. It's a $20 call, but it's out to January 2027, so we're gonna be patient on it. You see the Bitcoin, Ethereum, Doge. We're up over 5 shares of VTI now. For my weekly buying, right? This is a way to grow an account. Some people do it every day. I don't have the means to do it every day right now, but I invest in VTI every week. So we're at 5.21 shares. The next goal is to get to 6 shares. QQQM, we're at 4.6 shares, 4.66 shares. Next goal is to get to 5 shares. Main, we're at 19 shares. So next goal is to get to 20 shares. So overall, I'm satisfied with how the Robinhood portfolio is doing. But let me show you this little feature, right? That because another thing that I'm working on is my trading, and I was able to get a nice trade today, and I've just been trading the SPY. So Robinhood has this nice Robinhood legend that I just click on. Like they're trading. And I've been trading the SPY. And today I was able to catch a nice little call. I think I caught it in this area here. Able to catch a nice little call. And I did quite nice on my one contract of SPY. And I think I made like 60% off this call here. And it's just using the charts. And I wanted to catch, I was working too, so I couldn't catch it like I wanted to, but I wanted to catch this green candle off the 200 MMA, the 200 EMA here, right? I wanted to catch this green candle, but I was able to catch it around here because it still looked like it was going up, and I was able to get a nice return on my call here. So like 60 something percent. So that was a great sign because I just been studying, watching the chart, and hopefully I can get in something good. And today I was able to get something good. But I say this to say that I actually like the Robinhood legend. The charts is kind of simple for me, yeah, I'm looking forward to keep learning and keep being able to jump in on some trades whenever I see fit. So man, it was a good one today. I always sit on the sideline and say, man, I should have took that trade. I'm looking at it. It panned out how I thought it was. And and I'm using my stop loss, so sometimes I get in and I have a trailing stop, and the trailing stop will hit before I wanted to hit, but I was like, you know what? It was meant to be. So I'll take my little short gain on my little short loss, and I'll try again the next day, right? So usually I'm working from home on Thursday and Friday, so those are the days that I look to try to make a trade in. So today I was able to catch a good trade, and it worked out for me. So we will. So I actually say been doing all your options on Webull. I actually trade on Moomoo, right? I've been actually using the Moomoo account to trade, but I do use the Robinhood chart to kind of chart my trade. So, and I'm just doing it, like I said, just doing the spy right now, and yeah, man, it's working out for me. So I like their setup on Robinhood with this Robinhood Legend, and and I look at it every day. I look at it every day, even if I'm not trading. You know, if I'm not able to really watch it during the day, I'll come back and I try to chart the night before, then look at the trade the next, look at the charts the next day, and then yeah, today I had some time, and I was able to catch that trade, man. But yeah, I wish I would have caught it down here on that right off that 200 EMA. This is a 30-minute chart, and I would have got broke off real nice, but I did catch some of it, so I'm happy about that. And tomorrow we'll take a look at it again, see if there's any opportunities that may present itself. Because I am a rookie trader. I'm not an expert trader by no means. So I'm learning every single day, and but this is just another tool that I want to have in ours. If I get this trading down, I just think I'll be unstoppable with some of the other tools that I have in the stock market. So this is kind of the one of the last pieces of the puzzle for me, and then I'll be good to go. I'll be ready to take off. But it's a learning experience. It definitely doesn't happen overnight. But it's worth the investment, the time that you put in, because if you can learn how to trade, man, it just opens up so many things. So I don't never down anything just because I can't do it. Uh, I just try to learn. That's all you can do is try to learn. So that's what I'm doing right now. So um, yeah, it's trading, man. It's where it's at. But I don't trade on Robinhood. I do have a leap option, the ET leap option, but the actual trading, I'm gonna do that on Moomoo. So I do that usually on my phone on Moomoo after I look at the Robinhood chart. So that's kind of my strategy with that. So, but yeah, man, I think that's it, man. We've been on for how long, man? 52 minutes. Man, I gotta do better. I apologize for not being as consistent. This been some crazy days, man. I have, uh, I have a senior that's going to graduate next week, and that's kind of taking up a lot of my time. And trying to get the next steps in his life situated, college or whatever the case may be, and try to get this graduation out the way. It's also his birthday on graduation, so it's just a lot of stuff that's going on right now. So that's kind of why it's been hindering. Hell, I'd be tired. You know what I mean? So um, I'm not able to go live as much as I want to, but I'll get it. I'll get it together, man. Just bear with me. Bear with me, man. It's gonna be a good summer. It's gonna be a good summer. So appreciate it. Appreciate it. Yeah, man. It's been a long road, but we getting there. We getting there. I'm hoping by the time he graduates college that this portfolio that I've been working on for him is gonna set him up real nice. So that's the plan. So that's why I got to keep grinding, and we'll see how this thing turns out. So, but yeah, man, I'm gonna shut it down for tonight, man. I appreciate you guys tuning in as always, and like I said, I got to get more consistent. But we're gonna, try to get some more content out there, and come in and it's gonna burn it all in one year, probably so. Probably so. I can probably can't turn it all over to him, man. Maybe I can help him. Maybe use it for a down payment or something like that. I hope to get his income up by the time he graduates, so he can have like a little, part-time hustle, part-time passive hustle, right? So that's the goal. But got a long way to go. Long way to go. So yeah, but yeah, that's all, man. I appreciate y'all tuning in. Remember to like, share, subscribe. What I'm at 820 subscribers, I think. I need to get to that 1,000. I need to get to that 1,000. At least we need to collaborate. But yeah, I need to help grow this channel. But I appreciate you guys tuning in, man. Whenever you get a chance, and for those who catch the replay, I really appreciate it. And but man, that's gonna be all for tonight. Remember to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification button, and I will talk to you guys later.